Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join the hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. So, there's been a lot of rumors regarding the Calgary Flames and the New York Rangers, players on each team, mainly regarding Kaapo Kaako being linked to the Calgary Flames. Mackenzie Weegar's name's been coming up in trade talks recently, and then you've been hearing this whole news regarding Jakob Trouba. So I want to cover this in a video. All this news kind of jumbled up and put together, so I wanted to do a video on it, so please stay with me throughout. So Dan Powers of Empty Netters tweeted, Mackenzie Weegar is a player to keep an eye on. 30-year-old defenseman playing elite-level hockey with 20 goals, 32 assists, 52 points last year, on a great cap hit of $6.25 million AAV until the year 2028. A player Calgary could get a great return for, and many teams would kill to have. Weegar played in all 82 games last year, 200 block shots, 194 hits. He has 6 years left at a very affordable $6.25 million, but his contract does come with a no trade clause, so he would have to agree on a trade to the New York Rangers. So Dan Powers, he's not to be taken lightly when he says stuff like this. Before the free agency opened up, he said that Brett Pesce was going to be a New Jersey Devil, and that happened on free agency. We did sign him. So this is something that when he tweets something out, there's more behind it. So, Mackenzie Weegar, great defenseman. If the Rangers could pull this trade off, it'd be a great trade for them. Mackenzie Weegar, right shot defenseman. He can score you 20-plus goals. He can log heavy minutes. He can play in all specialty situations. He blocks shots, he hits. He's just a good overall defenseman. He's a statistics darling, and any team would love to have. Very coachable. This is something that they should do if they could. But an article does mention what return would possibly be going back to the Calgary Flames, so let's talk about that as well. The article goes on to mention Kaapo Kaako being part of the deal. He's a former second overall pick, and that relationship between the Rangers and Kaapo Kaako really hasn't worked out, where a change of scenery may benefit him and his career at this point. The Flames have been linked to Kaapo Kaako recently, so that's where it adds a lot more to this hypothetical trade. The Flames would require a solid prospect. That's where Adam Sikora's name was mentioned. He's a 2022 second-round pick of the Rangers. They also mentioned another mid-round pick could also be involved, and Jakob Trouba could go too if the Flames were not on his no-move list. So, the Flames, they can make this happen. The Flames have a little over $20.8 million in cap space. In regards to the players mentioned going to the Calgary Flames, Kaapo Kaako hasn't really worked out with the Rangers, but you've seen bits and pieces of what he can do, and then just a bunch of inconsistency. But, we've seen players go to the Calgary Flames and kind of revamp their career. Sharon Govich, who played for the Devils, was traded there in the Tyler Toffoli deal, scored his first ever 30-goal campaign. We've seen what Kuzmenko did when he was traded from the Vancouver Canucks to the Calgary Flames. He had a great end to his year as well. So sometimes with a bit more playing time, playing in different situations, help the player kind of revamp their career. Change of scenery almost always benefits in trades like this. So this could be an interesting trade for the Calgary Flames. If I think a lot more would have to go towards the Flames in taking on Trouba's cap hit if the Rangers don't retain anything, which I would assume at this point they're not going to retain anything, with wanting to get all of it off their books so they could, give a new contract out to Igor Shesterkin, who's going to want heavy money on his next deal. So, if the Calgary Flames are to take on 100% of that contract of Trouba and Kaako, I could assume that the Rangers would have to throw a bit more to the Calgary Flames in regards to this. But, looking at Trouba on the other side, he's the main piece of this. And, with everything that's been going on with him, let's talk about it. Jakob Trouba, 22 points in 69 games last year, 183 block shots, 191 hits. He has 2 years remaining on his Rangers deal with an $8 million AAV. 30 years old, doesn't want to move out of New York due to his wife finishing her residency as a doctor, so that's kind of where I don't see this happening with Trouba. But if Drury has that sit down with him and says, listen, maybe this could be something that could really benefit you. Maybe if they talk to him in a way where it could happen, we'll see what happens. You never know. A deal was in place between the Rangers and the Red Wings recently, but Trouba used the power of his 15-team no-trade list to stop the move. So, this is something that we'll have to keep an eye out on. The Rangers want to move him. This is something that could get ugly. You never know, because you don't know how it's going to affect the Rangers locker room heading into next year. The Rangers were President's Trophy winners last year. They went pretty far in the playoffs, so it's something where they want to take the next step and not regress. And you never know how this can play in with the locker room heading into the next season, where the uncertainty of will he not be on the roster could play a factor. So Emily Kaplan weighed in on this. She's from ESPN. We've seen her on a lot of telecasts during the year. She said, if she were to put her money on it right now, my gut is he will be on the Rangers opening night roster. Even though this was a really uncomfortable process over these last several days and weeks. And she went on to say, how this will affect the locker room heading into the next year. So definitely agree with her on this. With situations like this where the team wants to move you, but you don't want to get moved, it can get ugly pretty quickly. So we'll have to keep an eye on this as the offseason progresses. This sounds like it could be a trade that works, but it could also be something that can go away really, really, really quickly if Trouba's name is in it. And then it's, if the Calgary Flames are a team he doesn't want to go to, he's going to use his power to nix that as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But, with this, comment below. What do you think about this? If you're a Flames fan, do you want this trade to happen? If you're a Rangers fan, do you want this trade to happen? Comment below and let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. It's free, and join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy. Stay safe.